So we're going to look at the polar to rectangular equations. We are starting off with the fact that we have r is equal to 8 sine of theta. The key here is to go ahead and multiply each side of the equation by r. What we do when we multiply both sides of the equation by r, we end up getting r squared is equal to 8r sine of theta. Now this is key because we know that r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. And now we use substitution to go ahead and plug that back in. Wherever we have r squared, we replace it with x squared plus y squared. And we also know that y is equal to r sine of theta. So I shrink that up again. And remember what we're saying. We started off with r squared was equal to 8r sine of theta. And we're going to use the two equations that we have above to rewrite our rectangular equation. And we do that by taking that r squared and replacing it. R squared is equal to x squared plus y. So instead of r squared, x squared plus y squared. Now that part is rectangular. Now I take the other side of the equation and replace r sine of theta, which I know is equal to y. So all of the right-hand side just becomes 8y. And this is my rectangular equation. R squared is equal. The first way we're going to start to do that is by multiplying both sides of the equation by r. And that will go ahead and turn this equation into r squared So again, we're starting with r is equal to -6 cosine of theta. I take and multiply r on both sides. When I go ahead and do that, that gives me r squared is equal to -6r cosine of theta. I now replace what I know I have. I know that x squared plus y squared is equal to r. So wherever I have r, I'm going to rewrite that and only use x squared plus y squared. And then I also know that x is equal to r cosine of theta. So instead of writing r cosine of theta, I replace all of that with x. And my polar equation is now a rectangular equation. X squared plus y squared is equal to -6x. And that's it. Okay, we're going to have one more of these equations. We're going to use the same technique that we used last time. And that is going to be to multiply the entire equation through by r. So I start with r is equal to 6 cosine of theta minus 10 sine of theta. So I multiply r times 6 cosine of theta, and r times 10 sine of theta. That gives me r squared is equal to 6r cosine of theta minus r times 10 sine of theta. Now we're going to go ahead and substitute again to turn the polar equation back into a rectangular form. I know that r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. So r squared is going to get replaced with x squared plus y squared. I also know that x is equal to r cosine of theta. So we'll replace that, and y is equal to r sine of theta. So I just replace both of those with x and y, and my equation is x squared plus y squared is equal to 6x minus 10y. And that is it for these converting rectangular to polar equations. Remember to try the extra practice in the worksheets that are embedded in your class notes.